Hi, I'm Marcus, and today I'm going to share my experiences with the SIRUI Anamorphic lens for micro four thirds. I have here with me the 24 to 50mm anamorphic lenses. I'm going to talk about my experiences and whether or not I recommend them. Hi, I'm Marcus, and I own a video production company named Dauntlus Studios. I'm a cinematographer, I'm also a director, I do VFX, and I do editing also. I've worked with companies such as Adidas, L'Oreal, Paramount Pictures, and so on and so forth. I've done many things such as advertisements, short films, music videos. I've also done a feature film, and I hope that from my experiences with some of the things I have, make sure that you make the right decisions for your career in the future. So I'm reviewing this in 2021, and this has been out for I think 2 years or 1 year already. I have here the 50mm f1.8, 35mm f1.8 also, and I've got the 24mm f2.8. I got these lenses when they were first on Indiegogo. I had the MFT version for my Blackmagic Pocket 4K. Now they come in Sony E mount and also Panasonic mount, but they don't come in EF mount, which I wanted to put on my Ursa Mini, which is quite disappointing, but I know that it's because of some scientific reason why they can't do that because of the flange distance. I'm here not to talk about the technical details about the lens, but I'm going to talk more about my experiences and whether or not I recommend it. They retail for around 1,000 USD. Now all these lenses are for 16:9 sensors. What these do is they squeeze your image by 1.33 times and give you that subtle anamorphic look. Now, just a quick and dirty, from my opinion, these anamorphic lenses really good for beginners starting out with anamorphics because they're really easy. The light streaks are pretty okay for me. I don't think it's too much and too overbearing. But if you expect to have the look like of an Atlas Orion or something like that with a full, almost 2 times anamorphic looks, you're not going to get that with this anamorphic lens. 1.33 times is okay. It's not the full anamorphic look that you may be hoping for, right? Here I use the 24, 35 and 50mm. If I were to purchase these lenses again, I would only purchase the 24mm. When you use the 35 and 50mm, the anamorphic look at 1.33 times is really not that much, and you can probably get away with just cropping from a spherical lens using letterboxes. Now you won't get the anamorphic flares, but then again it's really up to you whether or not you want to invest in the whole set. I know there's a 75mm, and I didn't get that because I don't think at 75mm the anamorphic look is very apparent. I can see 90% or 80% of the times I use this anamorphic set is the 24mm because that gives me the really nice wide anamorphic look with bokeh being squeezed a little bit more and more apparent. But the thing is, for 24mm it's f2.8, which is alright, it's just usable, but I was hoping for f1.8. Obviously, then the lens will have to change, it will be much bigger. There's technical difficulties in that, and you're asking a lot for $1,000 USD lens also. The thing I love about these lenses is that they are really sharp. Sometimes I have to put a matte box in front with a Pro Mist filter to soften the image because I wanted it to be more vintage anamorphic. These I would say are more modern anamorphic, meaning they're more sci-fi and Abrams kind of thing, where it's sharp and it's modern, you can tell, which is good because you can modify it after the fact. There's one thing that you guys, that new anamorphic users have to keep in mind is that anamorphic lenses don't focus very close to the subject. So at times where I wanted to do a close-up, I had to change it to a spherical lens instead. Sometimes I chose the 18 to 35, and sometimes I chose the Maker lens, which I will review about in my next video. As of now, SIRUI has announced a 50mm t2.9 1.6 times full frame anamorphic lens. It's on Indiegogo right now. I don't know how that lens is now, but from the pictures it looks pretty good, and I hope I can get my hands on it from SIRUI to just try and test it out. Currently it's not available in EF mount and MFT mount, which is the primary mounts I use right now, so that's a bit sad. So looking at SIRUI, is this worth it right now? That really depends. There are other competition right now. There is Vizon, which I can think of, that creates a 1.8 or 1.9 times anamorphic lens for MFT lenses, but it's around 3k USD or 4k USD if I'm not wrong. Now I looked at that lens, I looked at the reviews and pictures, and I loved the image. That's the image that I really want from an anamorphic lens, something like the Atlas Orion. And I think the Visor does it really, really well, and it's really beautiful. However, then again, remember that it's more expensive, almost 2 times or 3 times more expensive than this. And also, it's only for MFT mounts. It's very limited in terms of what cameras can use it. So therefore, I didn't really invest my money into it. If you compare the Visor and the SIRUI, you can't compare them because they are very different types of lenses with very different price points. But if I had unlimited money and if I had to choose one, I would probably go for the Visor. That doesn't mean I don't like the SIRUI. This SIRUI has been such a blessing for me for my commercial shoots and my music video shoots. I just put this on and everything just looks so nice straight away. Obviously, you gotta do lighting and stuff like that, but this really helps. I recommend if you were to buy the SIRUI lens to buy the 24mm one or the 35mm one, but I use the 24mm one 90% of the time. The 50 and 75, I feel like you can skip it. It's up to you. If I had more money, obviously I would buy the Atlas Orions, but then again, that's in a different territory and different price range. It's a lot harder to use by one person than just this SIRUI lens, which is so small and light and compact and you can carry it everywhere. So there's plus and minuses, obviously, in terms of what you get. But at the end of the day, you have to look at your price point and you have to look at the image that you want. And for the price point, the image that you get here, I think is justified, definitely. In 2021, this is still such a great deal. For my recommendation, again, I only recommend the 24mm if you were to buy one lens and then use a spherical lens and crop it for the close-ups. If you want to buy this lens, make sure that you use my link below to help out the channel. Remember to like and subscribe and share this with whoever you may think is useful for. Yeah, so I've been Marcus and I hope that this video has been informative for you. If you have any questions, do leave the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Alright, thank you.